Hi guys, welcome to Just on Tarot. Oh, I'm not awake yet. Alright, this is going to be a really quick one. So, we're just going to get whatever the energy's out there today. Nothing super special. Um, please take it as it resonates, leave the rest. Hopefully, my volume on the camera is much better today. This is going to be for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. So, if it doesn't apply, please check somewhere else. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, what does Aries need to hear? What do we have for Aries? Alright. Aries, today you're focused on taking a leap of faith. What are you moving into? I feel like this is trying to get, you got the Temperance and the Full card. Let's get one more. What do we got? I feel like you're trying to take a leap of faith. Maybe jump into something that you've been hoping for, you've been trying to build, you're trying to create, but you're having the patience or trying to balance out how it's going to work. All right. Outcome, the Five of Cups. I don't feel like this is so much a regret as maybe looking at what other opportunities you have coming your way. All right. That may be for a relationship, a job, anything else. None of these are going to be timestamped today, guys. All right, what do we have for Taurus? Moving along for Taurus. All right. What do we have for Taurus? What's the energy for today? Okay. What do we have? We have Seven of Cups. Maybe you're looking at different options, especially when it comes to love. Building something. You got the Knight of Swords at the end. So the Seven of Cups, you might be looking at options on how to grow something, make something work. Maybe you got something, maybe you're having a baby and you're looking at what to do. I don't, it's highly possible that, like, if you are having kids, you're looking at, like, nursery options, what kind of choices you're going to make. You know, at the same time, if this is a job, we have, like, possible options on where you're wanting to create, what kind of things you want to nurture, you know. And I feel like the Knight of Swords here is you're making that run towards those goals. All right, we have a Devil. Don't stay in that negative energy, that Seven of Cups. That's like, which direction do I go? Just pick a direction and start moving. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Moving on to Geminis. All right, what do I have for Gemini? Just a quick energy check. All right, what do I got? All right, Geminis, Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to sail in. All right, making some sort of a judgment call. Ooh, is this about leaving somebody out in the cold? I feel right now you're waiting for those ships to sail in. You're waiting for some kind of achievement, some kind of, I feel like calm, and you're making that judgment call. You're like, I'm not doing this, I'm leaving it behind, you know. But I feel like you're having a little problems letting go. Whatever that situation is, could be relationship, job, anything really. So that's kind of the current energy I feel for you guys. All right, what do we have for the Cancer? All right, what do we have for Cancer? All right, what are the current energies right now for Cancer? All right, what do we have for Cancer? We have the Judgment, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Swords. Ooh, I like this. All right, so if you've been working on something or you're in a relationship or really any situation you got going on, I feel like you made a judgment call. You kind of know what you want and which direction, and you're starting to build that. Like you're working on creating, I want to say, new ideas, especially when it comes to financial stability or abundance. But I think you're keeping it to yourself right now. Like I'm gonna say you may be super tired, but I think you're mostly just keeping things to yourself. You're keeping your ideas to yourself. But with this Hangman, you're trying to look at like all the different perspectives of how to make whatever this Ace of Pentacles is. Whether it's a relationship, job, something in the family situation, maybe in the community. So, I like that for you guys. All right, moving on to Leo. What do we have for the beautiful Leos? What do we have for Leos? Current energy. Alright, what do we have for Leo? Alright, we got that Seven of Cups. I think Gemini had that also. Maybe you have Gemini in your chart. We got the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups just wanted to come out, so we're going to take it. Alright, we have Justice. Alright. Underlying, we have the Ace of Pentacles. You're wanting to build somewhere else, but I feel like if you've been dealing with, you know, having multiple options, or you're dealing with somebody that has multiple options, I feel like right now you're starting to walk away from that energy, or you have chosen a path to walk. And I feel like maybe something here has been unfair or unbalanced, and you're starting to even that out, especially with that Ace of Pentacles. You know where you want to create, you know where you want to build, and you're heading that direction. You know, you just got to pick a cup. All right, that's what I got for you guys. All right, moving on to Virgo. What do I have for my lovely Virgos? All right. What do I have for Virgos? All right. All right, we have the Five of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Seven of Wands with the High Priestess. I feel like right now, you may have been in a situation that you're starting to regret, and it could have been with somebody that was kind of a player, you know, and they're coming in for some kind of apology, but you're not really feeling it with the Seven of Wands. All right? You know, you're kind of trusting yourself, you're trusting your intuition. You're like, no, I'm feeling no. But you have free will. You do what you want. It's totally fair. But right now you're just kind of looking back and kind of thinking about this and that. This could be some kind of job opportunity you're maybe offering up to, or somebody's offering to you, and you're really just kind of like, I don't know if I really want this. So that is the current energy for you guys. All right, moving on to Libras. What do we have for the beautiful Libras of the Zodiac? What do we have for Libras? All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope the volume on this video is so much better for you guys today. All right, what do we have for Libras? What do we have? We have the Ace of Wands, we have the Strength, and we have the High Priestess. I love that. With the Eight of Cups on the bottom. The Ace of Wands tells me is that you have like some kind of fire burning in your soul. There's a direction that you want to move, and that's where you're trying to build. You know, you've got ideas, and you're putting those into place. But with that Strength card coming next to me is, I feel like it's you getting kind of out of your comfort zone and knowing what to do, or at least trusting yourself on how you're going to get there. All right, especially with that Eight of Cups. I really love this energy for you guys. All right, that's what I have for you, beautiful Libras. We're now moving on to Scorpios. All right, what do we have for my lovely Scorpios? All right, what do we have for Scorpios? All right. All right, these flew out. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Hermit. Okay. We'll take all that. All right, with the Ace of Wands. All right. So right now you could just be kind of in your feels right now, not really feeling super great. You could be just overworked and tired, all right? And maybe frustrated with something that's going on. And you got the Hermit here, so you're just kind of holding it to yourself, just kind of keeping quiet. But you got the Ace of Wands, so I feel like it's some kind of new beginning, but I also feel like it's just like boiling over, especially when it comes to a work situation. Like you're you're working and you're feeling like you're not really getting anywhere and you're starting to get frustrated and you're like, why is this not coming? And maybe the answer is like, maybe we need to kind of focus on building that better team. I don't really feel so much that was more about love than anything else, but just kind of generally work. Take it how it resonates. It could be love. It could just be you not feeling great. You're kind of just keeping everything to yourself and just kind of thinking about your own thing and how you're going to work it out. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. What do we have for the Saggies? All right, we have the Will with the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is coming out a lot today, guys. All right, so this is telling me it's time. Something's going to change. Something's moving forward. The Wheel of Fortune is always like a good luck charm. Everything's starting to come into what it's supposed to come into. Whether that be a relationship, job, family, maybe you're going to school and everything is starting to show up the way it's supposed to show up or just kind of turn in your favor. You are definitely in your intuition right now. You are trusting yourself, you're trusting the process, and I feel like that's what you're headed towards. You're like leaving the rest of it behind. But right now you're stuck in kind of a decision mode. You have the world right here. Are you going to go towards the world? Like you're looking at it, you want it, you want to reach out and grab it, but you're not quite there yet. So I feel like that's your current energy right now. And I think universe is telling you it's all going to be okay. All right, what do we have for our Cappies? What do we have for Capricorns? All right, what's the current energy for Capricorns? All right, what do we got for Cappies? One card fell out. We'll take that one. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune again. We'll take it. Ooh, Ten of Swords. You have the Knight of Wands on the bottom. King of Wands. All right. You got the Wheel, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. I feel like right now, if you've been dealing with somebody that is very headstrong and very driven, and that's kind of all they're focused on is like me, like universe is telling you that's your time. It's time to maybe shift that energy. Maybe start working towards whatever you're creating. She's got multiple ideas she's working on. She can create pretty much anything she wants. That Eight of Pentacles, because something is done. All right, it has ended. Those birds are flying away. You are moving on. You are walking away from that. All right, that's your current energy. All right, moving on to the Aquarius. What do we have for Aquarius? All right. What do we have for Aquarius? What do we have for the lovely Aquarius? All right. What do we have for Aquarius? What do we have for Aquarius? All right. Ace of Wands coming all out too. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Strength and the Ace of Wands with a Hermit. All right, I feel like right now you're kind of keeping to yourself. Maybe you're looking inward. You know, what do I want to build? How do I want to build this? What kind of stability? And you're starting to have some kind of strength about like which direction you want to move with this Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is really slow, but he does finish. So it's just slow process, and you're just trying to keep it moving, keep it building, but maybe struggling with how slow that process is, whether it's with a relationship or whether it's with work, any kind of situation. Ace of Wands, but it is something you are incredibly passionate about. Like it's something you want to happen. So I kind of like that energy, you know, just you're being calm about everything. That's kind of what I feel. You're just like, it's slow, it's moving, but I'm okay with this. Like, I'm just going to keep going. I like that for you. All right, moving on to Pisces. What do we have for Pisces? What's the current energy for Pisces today? All right, what do we have for the Pisces? All right. What do we have for Pisces? Oh, I hope you guys are doing well. All right, what do we have for Pisces? We have the Ace of Swords with the Moon and the Two of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles on the bottom, I feel like you're working through something. You know, maybe you've heard the truth about something, or you've had kind of like that epiphany moment, like, aha, but you're kind of shattered in fear, like maybe moving into some kind of unknown. Maybe it's a work situation, love situation you're kind of working through, and you're like, oh my God, this isn't working out for me. Where am I going to go? And you're just really just kind of back and forth with everything. But the minute you take that blindfold off, you can see exactly what's going on. Kind of energy. Like, where do I go? What do I do? How am I going to navigate this situation? Kind of energy. But I feel like, you know, keep putting that work in, keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. You know, the only way to get through that kind of fear is just to keep going through it. So for like whatever this aha moment is, you know, take that blindfold off. Like see it for what it is. All right, that's your current energy. Sorry guys. All right, well thank you for coming, and always I am so grateful for you guys and I appreciate it. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye.